He's not going to be around much longer because he's running out of options to manage his congestive heart failure and chronic kidney disease. Let me explain. I'm a physical therapist with a doctorate in my field and 15 years experience working in home health care, treating geriatric patients with congestive heart failure, chronic kidney disease, all the shit that he has. So I've just received a DM from a source who can confirm for me that the president consistently smells like urine because of his urinary incontinence. This is on top of his bowel incontinence that he's been famous for years. The source also states that the president is receiving daily IV medications. This would explain why his hands bruise so frequently. Now, if you're going to have daily IV medications, what would the medications be? Well, most likely it's IV diuretics to help the fluid off of his body, which, as you can see, is not really fucking working. So daily IV medications, probably along with IV fluids to keep him from getting dehydrated, because remember, a diuretic medication is pulling fluid off of your body. It does this by acting on your kidneys and making you pee a lot more. This would explain why he's peeing all the time on himself and smells like pee. The trouble with the diuretics acting on the kidneys, they are nephrotoxic medications. You can only use them so often or so long before you develop AKI, or acute kidney injury. The vast majority of heart failure patients don't get daily IV diuretics. They take an oral diuretic of varying dosages and frequencies, whatever suits the patient's fluid retention issues the best. But remember, this piece of shit eats and drinks whatever he wants. He eats as much salt as he can get his little insider trading fingers on. This treatment plan is only constructed to keep him alive. It's not actually going to make anything better. As you can see, look at this shit. He's a dump truck. That nearly looks like abdominal fluid retention ascites, as if he had liver disease also. Another common question is, why would he allow them to put IVs in his hands so often when he is one of the most vain people to ever walk the face of the planet? Why put up with the bruising on the hands that he has to try to badly cover with makeup? There has to be a clinical reason for that, and I believe it's because he's also taking a blood thinner. Probably not giving him a central line that could be concealed permanently because they're worried about his blood not clotting fast enough to prevent an emergency. All in all, he has multiple vital organs that are very sick and could do him in any day now. Happy Sunday. At this
Shalom, I'm gonna make this quick. All praises and glory to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Double honors to the elder of the great millstone who were well. Peace and citation to the elect and all the brothers pushing us working sincerely and truth. This is brother Thamine from GMS Toronto, coming at you with another video. Seeing this video made me think about Antiochus Epiphanes and how proud of a man he was, right? And even towards the Israelites, he was proud. Where the Lord plagued them with a disease, right? So I looked up, I couldn't find who it was, right? So you see that the president, DJ Trump, he's being plagued by the Lord, okay? And no one else is plaguing him other than the Lord. He has everything that his heart could desire. Pretty much have the whole world in his hands. And look, his body's giving out. Okay, his body's giving out on him. And this is what the Lord does, man. The Lord, listen, the things that we don't see, we might see a person in power. 2 seconds.
You know why they have these things?
Yeah, we might see a man in power. I know people might see a man in power and thinking, oh, he has everything his hearts can desire. But the Lord can be plaguing him, man. And we're seeing this man, DJ Trump, getting plagued by the Lord due to the fact that he's proud. He's he's unalive many people, right? Not even before his presidencies, 70s, 80s, whatever the case may be, right? A lot of the mafia wars, he has some pull in those wars, right? The contracts and all that stuff, right? And this is the punishment of a proud man, right? All the presidents of America are proud men. And even when the Lord gives them the whole world in their hand, they don't live to see, in these times at least, because back in the day, they lived to see 100, right? And they have all their hearts could desire. But now we're seeing them coming up on 2 terms, and they're pretty much failing, all right, in their bodies, right? The Lord can bless you with a lot of things and then plague you with something else, right? And the fact that people are worshiping him shows that, these people are off, right? Worshiping the mortals. Anyways, these Edomites are going to go down. That's just how the Lord played it played out, and we're seeing the end results of it, right? So when you go into the book of Maccabees, let me see. I think it's a brother message a brother. Okay, got it here. So this is details of the affliction of Antiochus Epiphanes, right, the king of the Seleucid Empire, right? The cause, and it says same thing that DJ Trump has, right? He has a disease of the bowels, right? Intestinal disease, right? Still okay if I'm a little choppy, but I'm outside in the middle of a lot of people walking. He had an intestinal disease, something that destroyed his bowels, and he stunk, right? It's the same thing that you see DJ Trump is going through right now. His whole body stinks, right? He's on diuretics. His kidneys are failing, right? It says here the divine punishment of his extreme arrogance, his brutal prosecution of the Israelites, and his profanation of the temple of Jerusalem. It says here the symptoms according to Maccabees, the 2nd chapter, which I'm going to read. It says here he was struck with an incurable intestinal disease. That sounds exactly like DJ Trump, because the scripture talks about reincarnation. Okay. Right, the scripture talks about reincarnation a lot, and we know people come back in there a lot to fulfill whatever they got to. Right, and I believe that he's one of those men that's back here from the ancient Roman Empire, or even the Greece Empire, right? Because they have the same MO. They're going, the spirit that's in them is the same thing. It says here, incurable intestinal disease, severe internal torment, and rotting conditions, according by an unbearable stench. Right, and let's get it in the Maccabees. Again, apologize if it's a little choppy, but I'm in the middle of the streets making a video. All right, let's get it. 2nd Maccabees, the 9th chapter, around the 4th verse. That's where it comes into. Let's get right to the point. Then the swelling anger he thought to avenge upon the Jews, the Israelites, right? Judah, Benjamin, Levi back then. The disgrace done unto him by those that made him flee. Therefore commanded he his chariot men to drive without ceasing. Yeah, and it says, and to dispatch the journey, the judgment of Yahweh Shemar Shai now following him, for he had spoken proudly in the sort that he would come to Jerusalem and make it a common burying place of the Israelites. This is where everything comes into play now in verse 5. It says, but the mighty Lord Yahweh Shemar Shai, the power of Israel, smote him with an incurable and invisible plague. Right, the same thing that DJ Trump is going through right now. Or as soon as he had spoken these words, a pain of the bowels that was remediless came upon him, so incurable, right? No doctors can cure him, no maesters can cure him, right? No physician can cure him. And sore torments of the inner parts. It doesn't say what it is, but now we're seeing in the modern day they have terms for these things, right? Yeah, they have medical conditions, and they have terms for these things now. So you're seeing Donald Trump, DJ Trump, his bowels are being destroyed, his kidneys, his liver, right? He's on all kind of medication. It's not helping him, so it's incurable. And the Lord is the one doing all this to him. All right. The Lord is the one destroying this man from the inside, just like how he destroyed Antiochus Epiphanes. Right? he's the one deporting all the southern, the northern kingdom, right, back to where they're from. A lot of children got separated from their families. A lot of them died, right? I heard about the sea, people getting dumped off into the sea, into the ocean, right? That caused a lot of catastrophe, right? So don't feel too bad because this man has blood on his hands. Verse 6, and the most justly, for he had tormented other man's bowels with many and strange torments, right? So he done the same thing to men, right? It says here, howbeit he nothing at all ceased from his bragging. So he was still talking shit, just like how we see DJ Trump is talking shit, still bragging, right? Talking about winning the wars, nobody can touch us, and all that stuff, right? Lying, straight out lying to people, right? But still was filled with pride, and with all this that's happening to him, with all this that's happening to him, he's still proud, right? Every day you see him, I saw a video of him falling down. I gotta make another video about that too, right? And commanding to haste the journey, but it came to pass that he fell down from his chariot, carried violently, so that having a sore fall, all the members of his body were much pained, right? Let me get to the point. Drop down to verse 9, because one of the brothers are calling. So that the worms rose up out of the body of the wicked man, and whilst he lived in sorrow and pain, his flesh fell away, and that filthiness of his smell was noisome to all his army, right? So I'll leave it there, right? So he started smelling, man, just like how DJ Trump, everyone complaining about him smelling like like piss, right? And I know those soldiers around him are dying right now because they don't want to be around him because he smelled, man. All right, so the Lord is plaguing him the same way he plagued Antiochus Epiphanes. Shalom.